Hello. Let's take a moment to think about what a product is and what a project is. A product is just one piece of a larger thing. A project is a combination of a lot of those things, which makes an enterprise. Yesterday, I did a video with Amit. It should be out on his channel shortly. And we watched the interview by Alex Karp where he's wearing his royal purple sweater. In that interview, he said something very, very interesting. He said, things take time. We build enterprises. We built 5 enterprises already. Every enterprise takes around 5 years to culminate. And on the 4th year is when we start giving it a test run. And on the 5th year is actually when we start selling that enterprise. And that starts to make you think a little bit. What kind of investor are you? Are you a day trader, a swing trader, or a short-term versus long-term investor? I personally am investing in the long term. And what does exactly the long term mean? Unlike Cathie Wood, who says she's a long-term investor means you're looking for the long horizon of 5 years or more. At the minimum, 3 to 5 years. Although with Palantir, I believe it's a 5 to 10 year play. After watching the interview yesterday, I really gave it some thought over the night. And I really started thinking, this is what people are not understanding about Microsoft, but not only Microsoft, where they're making their intelligent data platform, but about all the competition of Palantir. All the competition of Palantir is suite products, but they are not projects. Let me read you this definition real fast. If you Google product versus project, you're going to come up with this great definition by a company called Accenture, which I'll get into in a moment. What is the difference between a project and a product? A project is unique in that it is not routine operation, but a specific set of operations designed to accomplish a singular goal. On the other hand, a product is a good, service, platform, application, system, etc. This is created generally for sale to meet customer and business needs. Now, if this company Accenture sounds familiar, it should be. In the early April, Accenture partners with Palantir launches innovation centers. Accenture has deepened this partnership with Palantir, a leading data analytics software firm, with the creation of a new innovation center. Accenture Applied Intelligence, the consulting firm's practice focusing on scaling art, enterprise, AI, analytics, and automation, will work with Palantir to build an innovation center for Palantir Foundry, a central operating system that fuses large amounts of data from financial operations and technical systems and then delivers intuitive end-user interface that optimizes enterprise decision-making. The new Accenture Palantir Studio will house over 1,000 Foundry experts who will build and design new cutting-edge solutions, according to Palantir's blog post. Accenture currently has nearly 700,000 employees in 50 countries. And I quote, "The alliance with Palantir will enhance how we integrate disparate data sets, ensure high data quality and richness, and apply new AI techniques to solve big problems, helping our clients get better insights and decisioning capabilities." Guys, that happened 100% by coincidence. As soon as you Google products versus projects, that's the definition that comes out. The only reason I read you the article is because there is a connection between Accenture and Palantir, and I think it was very relevant to understand. If Accenture is the first search on Google that's giving you this definition, it's interesting that they're giving you this definition with a partnership that was just announced around 2 months ago with Palantir. Microsoft is doing a great job giving a service to its clients. However, the service is extremely limited within the scope of Microsoft. Microsoft itself is a project and an enterprise, but Microsoft Data Platform is only a product of such an enterprise. It keeps you inside of Microsoft. Now, this is not a Microsoft versus Palantir video. I'm just trying to explain to you the difference between a product and a project and the long time horizon of Palantir. If you understand the key differences between a product and a project or a product and an enterprise or an undertaking, then you're going to realize what Palantir is trying to do. Palantir is trying to connect many different types of businesses, many different types of engineers, many different type of data software providers, and allows you to plug and play and work with the data all on your own, increasingly decreasing the need for such centralized systems such as Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, Google, so on and so forth. Palantir essentially is decentralizing people's ability to own and process their own data without relying on these central servers, i.e. clouds, and other type services. I want you to focus on what Karp said. We build enterprises, and enterprises take 5 years to build. What enterprises do we have? Foundry, Gotham, Apollo is the newest one. I'm assuming Edge would have been the fourth one. And the fifth one would be Meta Constellation. Somebody in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those are the 5 platforms. Gotham's been around the longest because we've been helping the military solve the craziest crises in the world for nearly 20 years. So Gotham's total addressable market, the TAM, is pretty much at the end because we know the clients that we're going to get. We're going to get a huge bump from NATO and the European Union right now. We all know that's going to happen within the next 3 to 4 quarters, and I've been saying this for a long time. But at that time, Gotham is going to be fully expanded. That doesn't mean that it's going to shrink the TAM. That just means that we're going to get the total addressable market possible for that specific enterprise. So that's Gotham. And that should get us close to tens of billions of dollars in revenue alone and give us a market cap of tens of billions of dollars alone. Now we have this new product called Foundry. I believe Foundry was around for 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, plus or minus a year. As per Karp, you only start selling around 4 years into a 5-year enterprise. And after the 5th year is when you really start unloading and really turning up the engines and being able to sell your project, your enterprise, and this undertaking to actual clients, which I think we're seeing right now as we're ramping up commercial sales. You don't have to look too hard. You see our commercial is growing tremendously. Why am I bringing up Gotham and Foundry? Because Alex Karp is literally saying it takes 5 years to develop an enterprise, and on the 4th year, we only start delivering on that. And on the 5th year is when we really start ramping up. What do we have now? We have Edge AI that I believe came out last year, if I'm not mistaken. So we need another 3 to 4 years until that starts taking off, and that total addressable market is going to be huge. I think we're going to take away a lot of cloud businesses. Edge AI allows you to reduce the need for cloud because you process everything on the edge, right? Edge AI, Edge Automatic Intelligence. So you don't need a cloud. You can do it in real time. Now you have this Apollo. Apollo just came out. So then Apollo is going to hit in 5 years from now. Right now it's 2022. Apollo is going to start hitting in 2026, 2027, and give us a totally new frontier. Edge is really going to start hitting in 2025, 2026, and give us a huge total addressable market. And then we have Meta Constellation. Meta Constellation was just announced last year as well. And Meta Constellation is also going to hit in 2026 and 2027. By that time, people are going to say, Adam, well, that's nice, but that's all? It's going to dry up just like Gotham. Well, it takes time to develop these platforms. And I think that as a public company, as people want profits, and as demand soars for products that people don't even know they need 5 years in advance, we're going to come out with newer products. That's why I'm not worried about Microsoft. I'm not worried about any other competition because it's not really competition. It's people that are offering fine products for their clients, but they are not offering unbelievable projects for would-be clients. There's a big difference. In Microsoft, you're trying to keep the people in your company, working with your company, so on and so forth, with any interchangeable large mega cap corporation. With Palantir, you're trying to attract anybody from the outside in that then allows those clients to work with other clients and other platforms, all on the outside. Palantir is not restrictive with, oh no, we want you to stay on our platform. Quite the contrary. Palantir is not centralized. It tries to give you the power of decentralization, where you can work with any partners that you like and any platforms that you like, using Palantir's Apollo for that plug and play automation. Guys, be patient. This is purely entertainment and educational purposes only. This is not advice. I'm just giving you my own personal plays. And as an epiphany comes in my head, as a thought comes into my head, I want to give you guys the process of that thought. Alex Karp is literally telling you, chill out and wait for 5 years. He's been saying it since day one. We make products that you don't even know about 5 years in advance, that when the time comes, our products are there. We try to predict what the world needs in 5 years from now. He says this all the time. When he was speaking at the World Economic Forum, he literally said, we build enterprises and it takes around 5 years to make these enterprises and introduce them to the world. If you understand what you're listening to and you can read between the lines, although I don't think it's between the lines, I think it's like evident right in front of your face, and then I think we all know that we're going to be okay with Palantir. And it's not about 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 4 quarters, a year, several years. It's about that 5 to 10 year long-term horizon. And hopefully we're going to get to that $1 trillion market cap in the next 10 years. That's my own personal opinion. Thank you.